watching Germantown Municipal Television, your source for everything Germantown.
Welcome to Healthy Germantown. I'm your host, Steve Wilensky. Each month, we will share ways for you, our Germantown residents, to enjoy a healthy life here in our city. There's so many activities in our city to encourage getting up and getting moving. Many of those events also support worthwhile causes. And I'm happy to welcome Kathi Wright, who's here to tell us about one such event, the Eye-Opener 5K PJ Run at Houston Levy Park. This great family event is held each year to raise awareness of the dangers of driving while sleep impaired. Then, Germantown Police Lieutenant Ed McGee will tell us about the city's extremely popular annual children's event called Safety City, and how you can sign up your child or even volunteer. Then we'll end our show learning about the events, vendors, and exciting new activities planned for the Germantown Farmers Market this summer. Joni Roberts is here, and she'll tell us what they're working on. But first, let's welcome Kathi Wright. Hi, Kathi, and thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So, definitions. What is drowsy driving?
Well, the definition of drowsy driving is driving while sleep impaired. There's several causes of sleep impairment, such as obviously not getting enough sleep, medication, diagnosed or undiagnosed sleep disorders.
So how long have you been invested in this program? How did you did you start it?
Well, on May 5th, 2002, my nephew, Kiihnl, was killed by a driver that fell asleep at the wheel. At the time, I don't think anyone in my family had heard of the words drowsy driving. In fact, it almost seemed like a silly term for such a deadly thing. And after his funeral, the president of the Wrestling Booster Club came to us and said that they had made a scholarship in his memory. And so one thing led to another, and eventually the scholarship money ran out, and we needed to get our message out. So we became a nonprofit, and we speak as much as we possibly can about the dangers of driving sleep impaired and how to avoid it.
So you have a memorial, Kiihnl's Memorial Foundation, and the primary purpose of it is to educate and hopefully prevent?
Yes, raise awareness. And it's a difficult sell, I'll say that. We're stubborn and we're hard-headed. And even though having our phone in the bed or close to the bed at night is not working for us, obviously with 368,000 drowsy driving crashes every year, we continue to do it. Teens are especially resistant to change, but if they will set their phones to do not disturb or airplane mode, they won't have to find out that Sally and Joni are having a fight at 3 o'clock in the morning, or their best friend doesn't know if tomorrow is a spirit day and what are they supposed to wear, or are we having a test in the morning? Well, by 4 o'clock in the morning, it's too late to do anything about it, so you don't really need to know that. Turn off your phone. Turn off all electronics.
For all kinds of reasons, turn off your phone.
Yes.
So you concentrate on kids first. Tell us why, and then if you could, also talk about the fact that this is not only affecting children, but also adults.
We do focus on teen drivers, young drivers, because 70% of the 368,000 drowsy driving crashes are attributed to teen drivers 16 to 25. And that's a lot. They have no experience, unfortunately, I'm not being unkind when I say they think they know everything, and they're resistant to turn off their electronics. But of course, other age groups suffer from this also. Some people can go to sleep and not stay asleep. Some people have trouble falling asleep. It also affects the elderly. They don't think they need as much sleep as they might, and so they suffer when they're driving. It can happen to anyone, but there are warning signs. And anyone that says, I had no idea I was that tired, is really not being truthful or listening to their body. Your body is going to give you many warning signs. You might choose to ignore them, but just like in a very early morning class in high school or college, your head starts to bob, your eyes cross, you have no idea what the instructor is speaking about, and the number one clue that I tell people, if they are driving and they feel like the only thing that's going to get them safely to their destination is blasting the air conditioning and the music, then they know right then they need to get out of the car. So, that is a warning sign.
So fast forward to the eye-opener 5K PJ run.
Yes.
Tell us everything you can about it.
Well, it's a great family event. It's behind Houston High School at Houston Levy Park. We'll run through one of the beautiful neighborhoods by the school. Our awards are coffee mugs because everything about our race has to do with sleep. We raffle off a Sleepy Z's Serta mattress, and we're going to be in pajamas. So it's not a bad thing to get dressed at 5 o'clock at night in your PJs because you're coming to the eye opener.
Where did that idea come from?
We're all about sleep. For the past 7 years, we've just been the eye opener, and our volunteers have worn their pajamas. So we're going out on a limb this year and trying to get our participants involved by wearing their pajamas too. Sleep is so important. It's a life-sustaining activity.
How many people do you expect to have?
We are hoping for about 400. We didn't have our event last year, but in 2015, we had about 250, 300. So we're really working to get the word out. You do not have to run if you're a walker. You can walk this race. We're one of the only races that gives awards for walkers. And if you're not even able to come, you can sign up as a spirit runner.
And if people want more information about it, I guess I'll tell them in a second here how to do that. We want to thank you so much for being here. Wish you all kinds of success with this event. I think I'll try to come out myself.
Awesome.
I'll come up with a cool pair of PJs. Thank you very much.
We would love it.
If you want to sign up for the Eye Opener 5K PJ Run, registration's available online at www.eo5kpjrun.racesonline.com. Back after this.
Right, mi cariño. So like I said, everything I learned about cooking, I learned from Grandma's empanadas. Shall we go again?
Yep.
Mix beef with the onions with the peppers with the paprika with the garlic with the oregano with the cumin. Got it?
Got it.
Throw in the olives, stir, season, stir again, pour out the flour, roll out the dough, make a circle, drop in a fistful of filling, fold over, press down, and ta-da!
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed our own.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
You are watching Germantown Municipal Television, your source for everything Germantown.
Welcome back to Healthy Germantown. Germantown Police Lieutenant Ed McGee is here with information about the city's 15th annual Safety City. Hi, Ed.
Hello.
Well, this program has a special significance to me because both my kids went through it and were counselors at it. So for those people around who still don't know about Safety City, our job here today is to make sure when we're done that they do. So with that in mind, what's Safety City?
Safety City is a week-long event for children that goes from about 9 o'clock in the morning until about 11:30, and it teaches various safety topics for the children.
And when is it? What week is it?
It is going to be June the 12th through the 16th.
Okay. And where is it being
It's going
held
to be
this year?
at Dogwood Elementary School at 8945 Dogwood Road.
So is there a general or specific age range of kids that we like to have attend?
We keep the age range from 5 to 6 years old because it helps children that are going into kindergarten and first grade.
Hey, are graduates still coming back and being counselors?
We have actually had graduates that come back and they help out in a volunteer mode.
That's great. There's a cost. What does it cost for someone to attend?
There is a fee. There is a $50 fee, and it can be offset should the parent choose to take a day to volunteer. If they volunteer for 1 day, $5 comes off the cost. If they volunteer for 2 or more, $10 comes off the cost. So it's very well worth it.
So tell us about the topics that will be covered, because it's a pretty full list of things that any parent would hopefully be teaching their kids, but some of these things they wouldn't know.
Well, it's a variety of topics of safety features such as plant safety, pool safety, boat safety, railroad. We have stranger danger. Eddie the Eagle comes and makes an appearance for gun safety. Ollie the Otter comes and makes an appearance for car seat safety. And then we have a mock city that we set up in the gym and teach the children bicycle safety.
So you kind of feel like you're working your way around Germantown when you're actually at Dogwood.
Yes, sir.
So you need volunteers. Yes?
We do. We would like to try to have at least 1 adult volunteer and 2 teenage volunteers per group. We try to keep the number of children in the groups to 10. So it's 3 volunteers for 10 children, and we always try to have an adult with each group. And all they have to do is they can contact me, and I can forward them the information to sign up for volunteering.
Okay. How long has Safety City been in existence?
It's been in Germantown for 15 years. It's been in some other cities a little bit longer. This one has really taken off. I get calls about Safety City around Christmas time. When's it going to happen? When's it going to be? Where's it going to be at? So this is a very popular program, and it's very good for the children.
How many years have you been working with it?
I have been working with Safety City. I have been as a guest instructor for Safety City in previous roles, but actually being the director of it, it is my 3rd year.
You find the parents are very engaged in this as well. And tell me about the feedback that you get.
The feedback is phenomenal. The parents love it. Matter of fact, they can't wait because it is for 5 and 6 year olds. They can't wait to get their child signed up again for the next year. They said the child comes home very enthusiastic, very excited. No, we can't cross the road like this. We have to look left, we have to look right, we have to look left again. We have to wear our helmets. We don't touch the guns, and they're just so happy about it.
Curious, in your daily work, will you occasionally bump into somebody who's been through the program who will remember you? And
I have bumped into a few children going out and doing some special events, and they're like, I remember you. And even the volunteers they're like, you're the one over Safety City. You're the one that does Safety City now. And that's just how much of an impression it makes on them.
tell us about the planning process that goes into creating a Safety City. And
the planning process is very long, but it's very worth it. I start trying to plan for this around Christmas time in January, because we're trying to get guest speakers in and get the schedules coordinated, get the location set up. Then we start having to get all the prep work done where it's going to be. All the children have name tags, because what we like to do is all children are assigned a color group. And they'll have a name tag, then the parents will have a name tag with the same color on it. And when they pull up, we double check the name tags to make sure that it's safe for the child and that's the one they're supposed to be with. And then they go off, and it just, last year we had about 100 children. The year before we had about 125, and that's our max capacity. So it's a lot of work, but it's fun and it's rewarding.
How has it changed over the years?
Well,
Any emphasis points or?
There's a bigger point for children, especially when it comes to stranger danger, bicycle safety. You know, back in our day, it wasn't that big of a deal to wear a helmet. Now, you're not supposed to let your child out without a helmet on because of the damage that happens when they have a fall in the concrete. But technology is evolving, so are techniques. And we have to keep up with those techniques for the children.
And we cover, if you walked inside, you cover every segment of the city, from what, from healthcare to grocery stores to schools
Right.
to churches to retail to neighborhoods to
There's
banks.
we try not to leave a single topic out. And it's a very busy week. The kids we get them from classroom to outside to the safety city itself for their bicycle riding. We have 20 bicycles, 20 helmets. They had set up with a red light in there, streets, buildings, and if anybody wants to be a sponsor for Safety City, what we do is they can make a donation, and we will take one of the buildings and name it after their company. And so every time the children ride by the building, this building is sponsored by whatever company chooses to do so.
Is this the first year it's been a dogwood, or it's been a dogwood for the last few?
It's been on for the last few.
Is lunch provided?
We do not provide lunch, but however, we do provide a snack and a small bottle of water midway through the classes. And what happens is when parents fill out this application, it does list on there any kind of allergies or things that we need to know of. And depending on what's on the list and what child's allergic to what is what type of snacks that we get. And we try to get, we do get healthy snacks, and they will get a small bottle of water.
Okay. A lot of information, a great event. I personally know about this one. I love it. I'm so proud of our city that we do it, and thank you for leading us through it. And hopefully this year I'll get to stop by and see it. I'll make a point of that.
Excellent.
Okay, thank you. We have to take a short break, and we'll be back with more ways for you to be healthy, Germantown, after this.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
You are watching Germantown Municipal Television, your source for everything Germantown.
On Thursday evenings in the summer, the Bobby Lanier Farm Park becomes a farmer's market. Here to tell us about the local vendors and activities at the farmer's market is market manager and Farm Parks Programs Coordinator, Joni Roberts. Hi, Joni.
Hi.
So, for anybody who doesn't know, what is the farm park and what is its overall mission?
The overall mission of the farm park is to provide, let me look at my cheat sheet, education and demonstrations for sustainable living. And we focus this using agriculture and stewardship. We have 10 acres and it's a public park that's open from dawn to dusk.
And is a good place to get outside and go for a walk?
Absolutely.
With 10 acres.
With 10 acres, I think the farm park is the jewel of Germantown. It's the emerald jewel. It's beautiful green space. We have bike racks, so you can ride your bike to the farm. We have ample parking. And if you choose to just walk in the fields, that's fine, and look at our community gardens. Or we also have trails built around the farm park by our local Boy Scout troops. So if you prefer to kind of time yourself and jog, we have trails as well.
Are they charted? Are they mapped?
I don't know if they are yet, but that is in the works. That is a plan.
So that would be an example of the kinds of programs that the farm park does to help. That'd be one example of how they help people to stay healthy.
Absolutely.
Do others come to mind?
Other activities?
Yeah.
We have, as far as just
there's always something going on,
we have
right?
mothers stop by with strollers. We see teenagers out there with frisbees. We have our rangers take people on scavenger hunts and wildlife classes at night to look at the wildlife. So that's a way to get out at night and exercise. And they also do daytime treks around. So we coordinate with our rangers. And we also have a variety of programming for all ages and all interests. We have gardening classes. So if you're interested in gardening, you can take gardening. We have cooking classes for people who want to learn how to cook and eat in a more healthy way. We have people show you how to do that.
So this is the gardening season.
This is the gardening season.
So what are you teaching people how to plant?
Well, we just finished a class on organic pest control. So this is a way to control weeds and pests in your yard or your garden without using pesticides. We have an upcoming beekeeping class, and so even if you don't want to keep bees yourself, you will learn about the importance of bees and how they pollinate our fruit trees and vegetables. And trying to think what other gardening classes we have coming up. We also, at our farmers market, have gardening information. You can ask the vendors how they grow these vegetables, and we also offer children's programming at our market, teaching them about gardening.
So it's busy. It's busy most of the year?
Most of the year we have programming. We have a hay barn pavilion. It's called the Harvest Moon Pavilion, where we offer our classes. So year-round we offer gardening classes, and usually our cooking classes and our more active wellness classes are in the summer, spring and summer. But
so
yes, we do have year-round classes.
So what would be an example of a wellness class?
We've had Wellness Wednesdays in the past, and this coming summer we're adding yoga. We're having sunrise yoga out on the Cloyes soccer field right next to the farm park every Wednesday, and it's free.
What time?
6 a.m. So you've got to be very motivated and just get up and bring your mat.
Okay, so what if you've never done yoga before?
All fitness levels are welcome. It doesn't matter if you've never done it or you've done it for 20 years. You can come out and participate.
So someone even like me could
Even
do
you
that?
could come
Oh,
out
my.
and do some yoga.
So there's something called the Summer Supper Series at the Farmers Market. What is that?
That is something new we're doing with the market this year. We are pairing up local chefs along with a celebrity to pair up with a vendor and prepare fresh produce, and they're going to share their recipes because I don't know if you're like me, you get all this fresh produce home and you think, how am I going to cook it so that my family will eat it? And so they are going to offer these recipes and these demonstrations on how to prepare these healthy dishes.
Wow. And when are they doing that?
This is at the market. We're trying to make the cooking time to where when people are working, they can get there. So we're targeting around 6 o'clock each market. Each market will have a new chef and a new featured vendor to teach people how to cook healthy food.
And you get to taste all the food?
And I get to taste it.
How many years have we had the farm park?
We opened in 2012, so we've been growing little by little, and each year it seems like we have something new to offer. We have so much more planned in the works. One day we'll have an outdoor kitchen. That's one of our goals. But right now, we're just very excited that we have this hay barn pavilion to offer our classes. You can get married there, or somebody you know could get married there. And we also are just expanding our programming. We offer field trips for elementary students. In fact, I have a field trip tomorrow. Dogwood Elementary is coming out, 175 students coming out to learn all about the garden. So
now, how's that for a great field trip? So talk to the age diversity of the visitors to the farm park.
We have all ages. We offer Discovery Fridays for preschool age children, 3 to 5. Most of our field trips cover the elementary age. Our high school students and junior high, you've got to be 14, but a lot of them participate through community service. They help with field trips, events, and our farmers market. So, and we also have adult classes, family classes. A lot of our classes can be attended by all ages. It just kind of depends. But I just feel like we have something for everybody.
Now, if you wanted our viewers to remember even just 1 or 2 or 3 things about the farm park and the farmers market, what would you want those 1 or 2 or 3 things to be?
The first thing is that everyone is welcome. We're open dawn to dusk, so anytime people want to visit the farm park, they can do that. The second thing is that we have programs for everyone, and if you think of something that you would like for us to offer, let me know, because I will make it happen. And the third is don't forget to come to the market. It's very important community-wise to shop locally, and there's some things I just wanted to say that really struck me about our market the first time I saw
Please.
it. And what I saw was families sitting down and getting to know each other who maybe had never met before. I see the adults relaxing in a nice green space away from their electronics, and I see kids out running around out in the fresh air on the green grass. And I think that community building and that fresh air really contributes to our overall health.
Kind of like it used to be.
Yes.
And can be again.
And it
right
can
now,
be again.
here at the farm park.
It is, right now.
Well, thank you very much for being here with us today.
My pleasure.
I'd like to thank my guests, Kathi Wright, Lieutenant Ed McGee, and Joni Roberts for being here on Healthy Germantown. Now, if you'd like more information about this or any other show on Germantown Municipal Television, please visit www.gmtvonline.org, and we'll see you again when Healthy Germantown returns in the fall.